I'm Jose Otero. That's Miranda Sanchez, and she's on a mission. Miranda's been checking out Romance in VR, and I cannot wait to hear about this. So what did you do?
Yeah, so this is not something I would have found at E3. Only at TGS. They had so many romance games, especially here. Dating sims are a really big thing, and they're kind of making their way to the West. Like, you'll find more on smartphones, more on Vita, which I'm super happy about, because if you don't really know much about them, they're like a visual novel, and there's like romantic options, and you choose a guy and go down the path, or a girl. And anyway, they're really big here, and so every year at TGS they have a really big booth for those dating sims, and this year their specialty is in VR. So I played a few games.
Okay.
For both kind of romantic situations between men and women.
Okay.
To kind of get a feel for both of them, see how they're different.
So give me your first one. What'd you try?
So the first one was called Supid VR experience thing.
Okay.
From Voltage, and what happens is you go in, you put the headset on, you're sitting down. And this was more of experience as opposed to playing. Like, you didn't really do anything. And I was in a dark elevator in a very fancy chair, because it's called Suwadon, which means to like sitting don. Anyway, it's really hard to explain like what that means in translation. If you don't know, look up Kabedon, and then you'll know kind of what Suwadon is. Anyway, I was in this very fancy dark elevator.
Okay.
A man comes in, like, he's very fancy, probably really rich. And he has some keys, like he's just talking, he's like shaking the keys. I'm like, okay, what's happening? He keeps getting closer and closer. And then like as he's talking, like the elevator starts to rise, and then it like reveals this beautiful like skyline of Tokyo. It's all glittering.
Oh, wow.
And then he keeps getting closer, and then he like puts his hand like very firmly on the seat and gets super close to my face, and I was like,
no.
Like, I kind of expected it, but also didn't expect it.
Okay.
It's very shocking. And that was also my first, like, you could say, romantic experience in VR, so I was really not prepared. Left that one, and I was like crazy blushing.
Okay, number two.
The next
that was
one,
intense. That was the first one. Number two.
The next one, I got a nice head pat from Oda Nobunaga, who is a historical figure in Japan.
Yeah, that's kind of important history. That guy got forced to commit suicide.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
this one was with the vibe, and this one was more of a game because there were options for things that you said to him, and like you kind of looked around, and by looking, you got to select things.
Was he handsome?
He was very handsome.
Okay,
so he came over, and he also kind of like put his hand on my shoulder and rubbed it, and then eventually just kind of put his hand on my head, and then he started patting, and it was
in VR,
weird.
do you feel that? Is someone
No,
like touching you?
I mean, like, of course you don't feel
I was
that.
Gonna say, I thought he
Oh
like,
gosh, if
someone
somebody
came
was
in and was
there.
like, hey.
Oh, no, that'd be awful.
Okay.
That'd be too much.
All right. So.
Oh gosh. Anyway.
Had romance with Nobunaga. Next.
Yeah, so he patted my head, and that one's really mild. And I like that one more. I had kind of settled in, not as shocking as the Suwadon one.
Okay.
Next one, I'm kind of moved on to more of the things with women. Those were more of like short experiences too. There's this one Puzzle of Empires game here, and they had a VR experience as a promotion for their game.
Okay.
And so what I did was they had an inflatable pool set up, and you go sit in the pool. It doesn't have any water, of course. You put on the Vive, and then you're transported to like a Roman bath with their character who's like Augustus, but instead of being like a guy, it's a cute anime girl, and you're just in the bath together. And you can kind of look around, you can get underwater.
You found something.
So she's wearing a towel, to clarify.
Okay.
So she's covered.
Yes.
This would be very indecent. So I did something that was super indecent, only because I saw other people, not because it's good, because I saw other people trying to find something underwater.
Okay.
And so it's really bad.
Did you find it?
Yes.
Okay. You don't have to say what it is.
If you look just the right way, you go underwater and look kind of in between her legs. You can't see anything, but there's a sign for promoting the game between her legs.
Okay, and oh my God.
And when you come up from the water,
you weren't blushing when you came
I was
out?
blushing. I apologized to the VR game. Like I came and was like, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
And she was like, oh, what are you doing? And she's like blushing, of course. And then I took off the headset and was like, all right, we're done.
All right, we're done. So now, number
4. So this wasn't super romantic, but it's obviously going to be somewhat romantic, like kind of flirty, is one we've all been talking about, Summer Lesson. So I got a chance to go hands-on with that.
Let's hear it.
I felt really bad because, so you first start out, you're going to go tutor this girl. Like, you're sitting in a cafe, it's really nice and serene. and then you get transported to her room after getting a phone call from her. And she doesn't. I don't think she. So for some reason, she does not know you. Like this is in Japanese, and some of I have a decent understanding of some Japanese. This one a little over my head. But I was in her room, and just by myself. And then she comes in, and she looks so scared. And then she comes in, she's like, "Who are you?" And she leaves the room. And then she comes back, she's like, "What? Oh, you're the tutor? I guess my mom let you in." And like, it's just so weird that she gets creeped out by you at first. It's like,
no,
no.
That's a great first impression in what is a friendship that's supposed to build.
Yeah,
that's really
which is
interesting.
also weird that they make her scared of you at first. Like, I think if anything, that was the weirdest thing. But overall, like that one was really brief. It wasn't super romantic, but it's cool because she got really close to you and like she's talking to you and stuff. So that one will be an interesting one to see how it plays. Like you use the PS4 controller as a phone. Like you lift it up to your ear and so it's really weird.
No, it's been done. I like it.
Yeah, but if you're interested in romance in VR, it's here. I don't know if we'll get any of this stuff in the West. I would hope it does.
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting. It's definitely something you'll want to try to see if you like it. Like,
but it is just as weird as you think
yes,
it is.
it is very weird, and it definitely takes time to get used to because people are up in your personal space, and it's like, you gotta be all right with it.
Want more romance in your VR? Keep it right here at IGN.